Yvonne, a 26-year-old banker nursing fresh betrayal, spots a quiet, striking madman at a Kumasi funeral and can't shake him from her mind. She tracks him down, secretly brings him home, cleans and feeds him, and, crossing dangerous lines, tries to rebuild him in private. After a terrifying messy turn, she takes him to a priest. In a dramatic deliverance, the stranger resurfaces as Joel, a missing CEO with a wife and child, and 2 stolen years. Joel's past crashes in. Clara, his glamorous accountant wife, bled his company, rekindled an old affair, and, with a herbalist's help, shattered his mind to seize power. As Joel starts over with a small garage and leans into Yvonne's steadfast care, Clara strikes back, public shaming, job fallout for Yvonne, and sinister threats. Joel confronts her, but Clara's manipulative allure and menace linger. Now love, faith, and survival collide. Yvonne's risky devotion, Joel's fight to reclaim his life and family, and Clara's ruthless grip on wealth and reputation. The question burns: will deliverance hold? And can love born in madness stand against a queen of schemes? I looked into his eyes and used my charms. His anger weakened. Smiling, I pulled him to the bed. "Now give me what I want," I whispered, undressing him as he followed like a child. "Joel, make love to me like you did when we first got married," Clara whispered, kissing his lips as he stared at her. "I know you are good in bed. That's the only thing I enjoyed from that filthy marriage to you anyway," she laughed, pulling him down and placing herself on top of him. "You are not doing it like before, Joel. Something wrong?" she whispered in his ear, pressing herself against him. Joel suddenly covered his ears as if her voice was too loud. He began struggling and pushing her away. "Let me go, you witch," he shouted, sitting up. Clara looked at him, shocked. "I swear on my life, you will regret hurting the woman I love, Clara. You will never touch me again." Joel shouted, pulling up his trousers and storming out. Clara stood frozen. A man rejecting her was new to her, and it cut deeply, especially when he declared his love for Yvonne. "We will see who laughs last," Clara muttered angrily. She dressed quickly, determined to hurt someone, and thought of Joel's mother. Yvonne woke up with a headache. She had dreamt badly during the day. She knelt by her bed and prayed. She found herself praying for Joel's protection. She asked God to rescue him from evil. When she finished, she felt peace. But thoughts of Clara and the humiliation she faced returned. Her family kept calling, mocking her. She had switched off her phone. Rumors were spreading online, but she decided to let them die on their own. She worried about returning to work, fearing her boss had seen the news. Later, she realized Joel was not in the house. Panic rose. "Oh no, he went to confront his wife," she whispered, dialing his phone. It rang, but he did not answer. She prayed loudly for his safety. Near evening, she heard a car and rushed outside. Joel stepped out, looking broken. She hugged him tightly. "She almost made me sleep with her," Joel said, shaking. "I tried to fight her, but I failed. Then I felt like someone woke me up and I escaped." Yvonne comforted him and told him she had been praying for him. They called the priest, who asked them to visit the next day. That night, Joel admitted he feared sleeping alone. Yvonne agreed to sleep in his room. As she changed clothes, Clara suddenly appeared behind her, dressed in black. Yvonne screamed and clung to Joel, but when they looked again, Clara was gone. Later, Yvonne saw Clara again in the bathroom. Clara shouted that Yvonne would pay for ruining her plans. Yvonne prayed loudly, quoting scripture. Clara screamed and vanished as Joel rushed in. The next day, they went with the priest and church members to Joel's house. They prayed and found a strange charm. The priest burned it and declared the house free. Clara later called, furious. She threatened Joel's mother, son, and sisters. That night, Joel received another call. His mother's voice was on the line. Clara demanded her belongings, or she would kill her. Joel and Yvonne packed Clara's things and arranged a van. At the lodge where Clara directed them, police were waiting, but she never appeared. A man with a gun threatened them instead, forcing them to flee. Joel feared for his mother's life. Past midnight, Joel and Yvonne returned home, exhausted. As they parked, they saw a figure standing at Yvonne's door in the dark. "Who is there?" Yvonne whispered. Joel parked carefully, gripping the keys. "I don't know," he sighed, "but let's find out." Yvonne suddenly asked, "Who is that?" She saw someone standing near the door. Joel stepped forward to protect her. "Mother?" he asked as the figure became clear. His mother staggered toward him. "Joel!" she cried weakly. She was bleeding. Yvonne rushed to turn on the outside lamp, and bloodstains became visible. They helped her inside. She revealed a deep cut on her stomach. "Your wife came to my house. She stabbed me," she gasped. "She kept me for hours, and left me here." "Oh my God!" Yvonne cried. Joel tried to comfort his mother. "We will take you to the hospital," he said, holding her face. "I am happy to see you, my son," she whispered. Then she collapsed and died in his arms. Joel screamed in pain. Yvonne cried beside him. 30 minutes later, police officers and neighbors filled the house. Joel was covered in his mother's blood, unable to speak. The police questioned Yvonne. Then one officer asked Joel, "We found this knife. Do you know it?" Joel recognized it. It was Yvonne's kitchen knife. "Yes, it is Yvonne's knife," he answered. The officer then said, "That means you and Yvonne are suspects." Joel grew angry. "Are you mad? How dare you accuse us of killing my mother?" he shouted, but Yvonne calmed him down. They were both taken to the station to give statements. Afterward, they were told not to leave the house. Later, Joel received a call. Clara laughed over the phone. "Now you will be jailed for life. No one will believe you." She mocked him and hung up. Hours later, police returned. "The fingerprints prove Yvonne touched the knife. She is the main suspect," they said. Joel protested, but the officers handcuffed Yvonne. She cried as they dragged her away. "This is a mistake," Joel shouted, running after her. But she was taken in the police vehicle. Joel sat broken. The priest touched his shoulder. "Trust in God," he said. But Joel's heart was heavy as he watched the woman he loved taken away in handcuffs. Yvonne POV. "Yvonne, come on, make me understand this. You mean you went all the way to Kumasi, kidnapped a madman you don't know, kept him in your house, and later took him for prayers?" My brother Eric scolded, as he sat opposite me in the prison visiting room. I had been detained for 3 weeks as I waited for my final trial. Life in prison was hard. The thin mattress and itchy blanket made sleep impossible. I never imagined I would end up in prison. Now I was paying the price for falling in love with a man. The craziest part was that I chose him myself. People outside mocked me. On social media and radio, my life was discussed like a joke. Eric was the only family member who came to see me. Others wanted nothing to do with me. Some even called me a psycho who belonged in a hospital, not a prison. "Stop crying, Yvonne. Crying won't take you out of here," Eric shouted as I wept. "What do you want me to say? I fell in love. Call me crazy, I don't care. I had no idea this would happen. Joel makes me happy, and I don't regret falling for him," I said, defending myself. Eric gripped my hand tightly. "Stop this nonsense, Yvonne. I already lost one sister. I'm not ready to lose another. Look at you. You are in prison because of that man. Where is he now? Out there while you rot in here. You picked a madman with a crazy wife who won't stop until you go down." He let go, and I winced. I knew he was hurting. I had lost so much, but I also knew Joel was fighting for me. Clara kept spreading lies, making me the talk of the town. "I will try and find a good lawyer," Eric said softly. "I know you are innocent. The system is corrupt, but I will do my best." He caressed my fingers. "Be strong, baby sister. I will fight for you." "Thank you, Eric. I'm sorry for putting you through this. I swear, I never meant for this to happen. I just wanted to save Joel," I sniffed. "When you are out, I don't want to hear about that man again. Forget Joel. You are still young and beautiful. You deserve a good man," he said, standing to leave. I nodded, but kept my love for Joel in my heart. As soon as Eric left, a female warder escorted me back. "Crazy woman," some inmates shouted. Even in prison, people treated me like I was insane. They called me a witch, a husband snatcher, and a murderer. I felt alone. 3 weeks inside had changed me. I lost weight, my hair was shaggy, and I looked broken. My only comfort was the love of Joel and my brother. Without God's word, I might have given up. The priest visited often, giving me gospel books. "Your morning sunshine is near," he encouraged. One day, a warder called me. "Yvonne, someone is here to see you." "My love," Joel exclaimed as I walked in. "I missed you," I said as he held my hand. "I'm not resting until that woman pays. I sold the house. All the money is for your freedom," Joel told me. You did what? I asked, shocked. The house means nothing compared to you, he said firmly. He spoke of hiring an investigator and getting help from friends. Clara's days are numbered. Stay strong. I know, Joel. I am proud of you, I smiled. I love you, Yvonne. Always know that, he whispered. Time up, the warder shouted. I love you too, I whispered back as he walked out, bumping into the grill door. I flipped through the papers, checking every detail in the small file my investigator had given me. This is good, man. I am happy you managed to get all this in a week, I sighed, looking at his face. They have been around all this while, but because of the condition they are in, they probably don't know what is going on. Otherwise, they could have shown up already, Alex said as he sat across the table in my garage. I chose to meet him there because I didn't want anyone to see me. These days, all eyes seem to be on me. A journalist even came to me asking questions. I only told them one truth. My woman is innocent. In due time, all this will be over. So what next? Alex asked. I think it's best I check this place myself. If they are there, I will find them, I said. Be careful. That man I told you about seems dangerous. He is the one working with Clara, Alex warned. I put the papers in my car and drove away. The address led to Chainda compound. Alex said he saw Clara's man visit that house often. He followed him 3 times and confirmed he was spying or hiding something there. He also saw a girl, about 18 years old, who looked like my younger sister, Laura. The thought of my family gave me speed. The wind blew in my face as I drove fast along Great East Road. I recalled the fight I had with Yvonne's brother. He came to her house, angry at me for hurting his sister. She is in prison because of you. She helped you, and now she is paying with her life, he shouted. I tried to reason with him. I never planned this. I love Yvonne. Pray she comes out alive, Joel, or I will not let you get away with this, he warned. His words stayed with me. Now I had to prove I could protect Yvonne. Clara's evil plans had to be exposed. Thankfully, Alex and Charles, the assistant accountant, were helping me. I'm going to get my family back and rescue the woman I love, I whispered at the traffic lights. 20 minutes later, I parked in Chainda. I kept watch until I saw her. My sister Laura was carrying a bucket of water. She looked older, thinner, and poor. Tears filled my eyes. Laura, I shouted. Joel, is that you, brother? She screamed, dropping the bucket. She ran and hugged me. Clara told us you were dead, she cried. I'm alive. Where is everyone? I asked. She told me our mother left, weeks ago with Clara, and never came back. She then led me inside. On the mat lay my other sister, Memory, sick and weak. She has been sick since Mother left. We had no money for the clinic, Laura explained, sobbing. I cried with them, then drove them to Yvonne's house. They told me how Clara took my son a year ago and never returned him. She also stole our family house and forced my mother to move. The next day, I took my sisters to the hospital and later to the priest for safety. They agreed to testify against Clara in court. As I left, my phone rang. It was Charles. You must come to the company. Clara is planning something, and there are trucks full of drugs hidden at the yard, he whispered. I disguised myself and went straight to the back. Charles warned me to be careful. I then walked to Clara's office, recording on my phone. What are you doing here, Joel? Clara stood upon seeing me enter without knocking. The man I had come to know as her right-hand man from Miloney's investigation sat in front of her. He looked down upon seeing me. I realized he knew me so well. What? Aren't you happy to see me? I thought you put Jen in prison so that we can get back together. I teased with a laugh, pressing my hand on my forehead. Leave my company, you crazy. In your dreams will I ever have you in my life, she shouted, not looking straight at me. Well, to start with, I know how you planned on my mother's death. You want an innocent woman to pay for your crimes. I spoke loudly, provoking her. I felt myself smile inside as she went on throwing it in my face, how she wanted us both to suffer. Okay, you think you are clever, dear Clara, but I only came here to let you know that your time is up. Soon enough your walls will fall, and like you said, we will see who will laugh last. I smiled, leaving her as she shouted for me to leave her office. I felt my chest burn with anger. How can I be so stupid? I screamed as I hit the table. Seeing Joel walk into my office should have warned me that he was after something. I realized after he left that the words I had said could implicate me. I was furious because I might have confessed my crimes while he recorded me. Maybe he just came to upset you, ma'am, Elijah said calmly. Are you serious right now? I barked at him. You are so dull. Do you think Joel can just come here to talk with me? Why did he wait all these weeks but chose today? I am telling you, Joel was recording that conversation, and thanks to my big mouth, I confessed like a fool. What now? Do you want me to eliminate him? Elijah asked. No, killing him will point straight at me, especially since the trial is in 2 days. I frowned. I wished my old charm was still with me. It could have solved all my problems, but that witch doctor refused to give me another one. Now I had to deal with things myself. I want you to find a way to get that recording from him tonight. We cannot afford to let him play it for anyone, I ordered. Elijah stood up immediately. I sat back, angry that Joel had spoiled my mood. I had just made a deal with one of the drug lords and was expecting money that evening. I wanted a drink, but decided to cool myself differently. Hey John, come to my office, I called my toy man. I wanted quick pleasure to calm me down. I looked out and saw workers leaving. Only the guard would remain, and I knew he could be paid for silence. John walked in and smiled. I love those legs, he whispered. I liked John because he was always ready whenever I called. He locked the door and drew the curtains. He kissed me and touched me. I wanted to forget my problems. After almost 20 minutes, he was done. I gave him money, but when he asked for more, I snapped, "Just leave already." I cleaned myself up in the private room, fixed my makeup, and prepared for my visitor. At exactly 7 p.m., I heard cars outside. Hey beautiful, DK, the drug lord, greeted me as he entered. Hey DK, I am honored to have you here, I smiled, eyeing the briefcase with my money. His men offloaded the drugs from the trucks. Just as they finished, sirens filled the air. Police officers from DEC surrounded us. You betrayed us, DK yelled. No, I didn't, I shouted, but no one listened. You are under arrest for possession of dangerous drugs, the officer said, as they handcuffed me. I struggled, screaming I was innocent. Then I saw Joel walking toward me with a smile. He held up his phone. Your time is up, Clara. I already sent copies of this recording. You are going down, he said. Joel! So this was your doing, I shouted. No, Clara. This is your own doing. You reap what you sow, he replied. Where is my son? He asked. In hell, I spat angrily as the officers pushed me into the police van. Cameras flashed, and I knew my life was finished. Seeing Clara in handcuffs being led into the police van gave me a sense of peace. I had hoped she would tell me where my son was. Instead, she screamed, He's in hell. I wondered if she was lying, or if she truly hated her own child. I sighed and told myself that once Yvonne was released from prison, I would make it my priority to search for my son. Hours earlier, I had gone straight to the lawyer I hired for Yvonne. I played the recording for him. It contained Clara's own words, confessing her plans. I sent him a copy and also forwarded another to a friend, in case something happened to me. This will definitely have your wife set free without doubt, the lawyer said with a smile. She's not my wife yet, but I plan to make her mine soon, I replied. You must love her very much, he said. I adore her. She has shown me true love and has sacrificed more than anyone ever has. For that, I will always be indebted to her, I said firmly. I left his office and went to the Drug Enforcement Commission. I reported the drugs Charles had told me about. They questioned how I knew, but I did not reveal my source. After some convincing, they agreed to set up an ambush at Clara's company that night. I joined the squad to make sure she was caught. The operation was successful, and Clara was arrested. Driving home later, I noticed a man near my house. My heart raced. As I got closer, he pretended to walk away. I suspected it was Elijah, Clara's right-hand man. I parked quickly, locked the doors, and ran through the back. I called the police from the neighbor's yard. When the police arrived, they saw that my front door had been tampered with. The intruder had run off when he heard the sirens. I spent the night on the couch, worried he might return. The next morning, I went to the prison. My heart was full of joy because I had good news for Yvonne. I watched her walk into the visiting room. My love, I said, hugging her. I missed you, she smiled. You seem happy today. Guess what, I said, holding her hand. Tell me quickly, am I free? She asked impatiently. Soon. We must wait for the trial, but Clara's words will clear you, I said. I explained everything about the recording and the lawyer's confirmation. Yvonne cried softly. I comforted her, telling her God was on our side. The next day, the trial began. Clara was brought in with handcuffs. Yvonne sat beside her lawyer. Witnesses, including Charles, testified about Clara's deeds. Clara lowered her head and could not defend herself. The judge ruled Yvonne innocent of all charges. Clara was now the main suspect for murder and would face more charges for drugs and fraud. The courtroom cheered. I could not stop smiling as Yvonne prepared to leave prison. I said bye to the women I usually chatted with. They were happy for me. My trial had just ended, and I was free again. After 5 weeks in prison, the only thing I got back was my freedom. There was no compensation for my lost time. There was no payback for the humiliation I went through. When I walked out of the courtroom, some journalists ran to me. They wanted me to talk about my life. I felt hurt. I wondered why people wanted to make money out of my misery. I was now free, but unlike Clara, I was not a fan of social media. I just wanted peace. My brother and Joel walked with me. They led me to the car and shielded me from cameras and noisy journalists. Oh God, that was too much noise. I sighed as we sat in the car. I'm happy you are out, my sister, my brother said, with a smile as he hugged me. Thanks, brother, but we will talk later at home. Do you mind if I sit with my man? I asked with a smile. He looked at Joel, then back at me. No problem, sister, I don't mind, he shrugged. I smiled, glad that he was beginning to accept Joel. I loved him as my brother, but Joel was the man after my heart. Shall we? I asked Joel. Sure, babe, Joel smiled and held my hand. Back at home, the priest, Joel's sisters, and my auntie from Kumasi welcomed us. The house was decorated, big letters read, Welcome back home, love of my life. Thank you, love, I whispered, kissing Joel's forehead. The priest asked us to hold hands. We prayed and thanked God. God has fought your battle. He will guide you all your life, the priest shouted, and we all said, Amen. Joel's sisters served lunch. After eating, we all sat in the living room. Also present were Joel's best friend Charles and Clara's nephew. Everyone looked happy and relieved. Then my brother stood up. Joel held my hand as we looked at him. I want to say sorry to my sister and Joel for the way I reacted to their relationship, he began. We lost our younger sister. I was scared of losing another, but now I see how much you love each other. I have no objection if you plan to settle down together. Joel, thank you for what you did for my sister. He smiled. I wiped tears from my eyes and hugged him. I love you so much, my brother, I whispered. Later that evening, after everyone left, only Joel's sisters stayed. I went for a warm bath. I cried as I remembered the hard beds in prison and the early mornings. Babe, are you okay? Joel's voice came. He squatted next to the tub. Please stop crying. It's all over now, he whispered. He wiped my tears. Clara is going away for a long time. I will protect you. I smiled at him. I don't think I could have survived another day in that place. Joel kissed me gently. I missed you so much. I missed you too, my love, I whispered. That night, I finally felt peace in his arms. I received a call from Clara's mother. I had called her the day Clara was put in custody, trying to find out where my son was. She was returning the call, and I thought it best I see her in person. I explained this to Yvonne, and she nodded her head. Okay, so? She sighed, sitting up. She folded her legs on the couch, her knees touching my side. I knew she loved sitting in that position. So I went to talk to her, and unfortunately she gave me conditions to see my son again. What conditions now? Yvonne asked, surprised. She's a joke, my love. That boy is your son. Does she have any right to keep him from his father? I can't believe she is behaving like her daughter. What is wrong with these people? She scoffed. I was wondering the same too, babe. She asked me to drop the charges against Clara, or negotiate for her sentence to be reduced. Only then will she tell me where my son is. Can you imagine? Yvonne shook her head. She's nuts. Are you in any position to negotiate her sentence? Even if you could, does she expect you to let Clara go scot-free after all she has done? I know what to do, my love. Don't worry. As I drove back here, I had an idea. Clara will do anything to get out, so I will use that to my advantage, I assured her with a smile. Not anything to do with getting close to that woman, my love, Yvonne whispered with concern. Come here, I pulled her close. She cannot do anything to me. I need to face her one more time if I have to see my child again. Don't you trust me? I trust you, Joel, but it's Clara I don't trust. Even in her grave, I wouldn't trust her, Yvonne replied seriously. Later, after much discussion, Yvonne reluctantly agreed for me to go and face Clara in prison before her final trial. Days later, I prepared myself, and in the afternoon stood outside the detention center where Clara was held. I took a deep breath and walked inside. They ushered me to a seat. Soon she was brought in, her hands in cuffs. She looked at me with such distaste that I felt her hatred. "What do you want?" she snapped angrily. "Not to pay you a courtesy visit, and not for pleasure. You know I would pay a fortune to never see you again," I replied sharply. "I should have killed you when I had the chance," she whispered with venom. "Well, you never did, and I am still alive. I am here to make you a deal," I told her. She grinned. "My mother never told you where your son is, huh?" she mocked. "I want him, Clara. He is my son too. You hate him, so why hide him from me?" She leaned back, cuffs on the table. "I want to punish you. I hate you, Joel. I hated you when you proposed. I hated you when people praised you. I hate you now and will always hate you." She spat. I shook my head, pitying her. Yvonne was right. Clara was sick. "If you hated me so much, why marry me? I loved you and wanted a home with you, but you hurt me deeply. Unlike you, I will not hate. I only hope one day you realize the pain you caused me," I said. She wiped a tear and then shocked me. "I killed that boy. He was a reminder of you. Go to the graveyard. You will find a grave marked Joel Jr. That's where your son is." I was numb. I rushed to the graveyard. After searching, I found the grave. I fell down, weeping like a child. I called Yvonne. She came with a taxi. She wept too when she saw the grave. "She killed him. She killed my son because she hates me," I cried. "Come, my love, it's hard, but let's go home," Yvonne whispered, helping me up. We mourned my son for days. My sisters could not believe it. Memory told me maybe it was an empty grave, but I had it exhumed. My son's body was inside. Months later, Clara was sentenced to life. The drug lord she betrayed had her eyes removed. She was now blind in prison. Joel later proposed to me. He wanted something simple. I agreed. We married at Iris's Gardens in Accra, with Father Nathan blessing our union. Joel wore a black suit and white shirt. I wore a ball dress with a crown. He vowed to love me forever. I vowed to spend my life with him. We kissed as people cheered. Joel recovered his mansion in Kumasi, along with his company. His sisters returned to school. My brother Eric and Joel became best friends. Months before our second anniversary, I discovered I was pregnant. Joel was overjoyed. He treated me with care. Our story turned from pain into love, and I thanked God for everything. In the end, Yvonne and Joel remind us that love isn't magic. It's choice, healing, and courage. Protect your peace. Choose the kind of love that is safe, mutual, and true. When life breaks you, stitch yourself back together with faith, community, and honest help. Forgive where you can. Seek justice where you must, and never confuse pain with destiny. Your tomorrow can still be beautiful. If this story moved you, drop a comment with your favorite moment or lesson, and what you think Yvonne and Joel should name their baby. Subscribe to Law Room, tap the notification bell so you never miss a chapter, and please like and share to keep these stories alive.